Hi everybody, it's Hatsy and I'm back with a speed build in The Sims 4, and today we're going to be creating a mansion. I had to think for a second then because I don't know how to describe this. I think that the best way to describe it is a mega mansion. So I've done one of these before. I did one that was like a Californian inspired kind of house. It's not really a house, it was a mansion. And this is a little bit similar to that. But the only difference is it's supposed to be quite like a masculine house. That's what I tried to do there. So maybe somebody that lives on their own, something like that. That was what I was going for. But it was actually made for a good friend of mine, Jen, aka Ex-Urban Sims. You may know her on YouTube. So we got talking at Sims Camp, and I, being me, was like fangirling and being like, look, if you ever need anything, you come to me. And surprise, surprise, she did actually come to me and she said like, hey, I'm starting a new series and I wondered if you wanted to build something for it. So I'm so happy about it. And I was really excited to build this because knowing that it's going to get used in a series that I'm going to be watching as well, like that's just, it means the world. So I'm very happy about this. There will be a trailer for the new series. I'm not really supposed to say too much about it. But yeah, there'll be a trailer, I think on the 14th of February, something around there, I think. If it's not, then don't hate me. But that is all I know. But I think it's going to be amazing, and yeah, so it is a collab because Jen's going to be doing a series with it and I'm doing the build. I mean, like, I do not do series if you know me at all. In fact, okay, my series, let's just put it into perspective for a minute. So I've recently done some, but they're nowhere near as just detailed and as incredible as like a lot of other sort of Sims YouTubers do. My series are often really weird and creepy. Like for instance, I stream a lot of stuff. So my series will be like, hey, let's get together all the people I've hated in the past and stick them all in a world together and make them marry each other. So yeah, that's all happened. A lot of fun. And we've had some good stream times, so you can actually catch this on Twitch if you want to, because you can catch me like live building and stuff, and that's what I did for, I think about, I'm gonna say 3/4 of this whole build. I was just streaming it and like everybody was giving me their opinions of it, like we were changing things, I was adding rooms that were suggested, so we turned out with a really nice build in the end because I got a lot of ideas just from streaming, just from like ideas in the chat, which were really helpful. Like for instance, there's a little helicopter area that's up above, which I think is going to be amazing for dates. And it's like a really romantic area. So like if it was like a Valentine's date or something like that, it would just be the perfect place. And I'm so happy about it. But I wouldn't have come up with that idea myself. It's because I'm kind of reflecting off the chat and I'm getting a lot of ideas there. So that's what's making it like even better, in my opinion. And yeah, I just generally love live streaming. It's just so relaxed and so nice. And I tend to be over there every single night. And in fact, whilst you're watching this, I will probably be live streaming because I go on every night at about 7, 8, 9 p.m. GMT, something like that. And I stream for a few hours. And then I always end up in IRL afterwards and we get into some really deep chats. They're either really deep or like really random, just something that happened. But yeah, there's been a lot of these kind of streams where like I'll have talked about some really deep stuff, but also, I mean, I think for pretty much a whole section of this house, I was talking about how I nearly got eaten by a lion once. You know, stuff like that. It just comes up in conversation. But you can find all the videos over there, and I'll put the links in the description. You're not really supposed to talk about it a lot on YouTube anymore because they stop you, unfortunately. They don't like people promoting other platforms because they're jelly. What can we say? But I love it over there. It's good. Yeah, so going back to the mansion for a bit, this was heavily inspired by a mansion that I used to work in. So you've probably heard me speaking about this before at some point, but I used to work as a nanny. And the house that I used to nanny at, okay, so I was like a nanny for a few jobs, but the first job I had, they lived in a mega mansion. And what they did was they bought a Swiss castle or like Swiss chateau the biggest one I've ever seen in my whole life. And then they redecorated the whole of the inside, and it was all like really futuristic and modern, and everything was grey. So all the colour schemes like for this house, I know it may look quite boring, but I was going off what their house had, because that's the only house that I've ever been in which is like modern, that I would class as a mega mansion. And I think they got their house designed by, I think it was Kelly Hoppen. I think I was talking about her on the stream as well. I think that's her name, but I'm not sure. She has like ginger curly hair and she's on Dragon's Den. But yeah, she designed the house for them. So I went off that like as closely as I could. But I mean, it was a nice house. It looked very unfriendly though. But that's kind of how I wanted this house to come across. I know it's a really weird thing to want, but sometimes that's quite nice for a mansion like this to look, you know, super mean and super uninviting, because that could be the twist. In fact, the kind of person that I imagined to live here was a movie star or something like that. So I don't know like if that's gonna happen, but that's the idea I had. So there's like loads of trophies and things in the house that you'll see, but you won't see it in this part because there's going to be a couple of parts. The idea for this week actually is, well, hang on, it's Sunday when I'm uploading this. Alright, so I say this week, I mean Monday. I'm trying to do a themed week, so I might do Bratz dolls or Barbie, but I'm not sure. I want to do one of them because I think dolls would be a really fun themed week, and I've got a lot of ideas for it. But yeah, let me know which one you'd prefer actually. So I wanted to get this out before I start a themed week on Monday, and then go all the way through the week and do that. But it's interesting. And apart from that, I've been pretty busy, I think, the past week. And it's weird because I haven't really been focusing on gaming that much. I've been streaming, like that's been a big focus, but I've been on my friends' streams as well. But then offset of that, like I've been working on my second channel, which is Hatsy Fit. So I changed it again. I was going to go for Hatsy Fitness, but then I think it's too long, so I don't know. I'm just so conflicted with it. It's unreal, because I couldn't think of a name which I really loved. But then I went for Hatsy Fit because I was like, okay, fine. But yeah, it's basically a channel where I will talk about like what I do at the gym, like what I eat in a day, just like open up a bit more, like whatever you request kind of thing. And it's just me, like it's me without the gaming basically. But I've wanted to do it for a while, and it's really weird branching out, but I think it's going to be so good for me to do that, because I feel like it's really nerve-wracking to like branch out and do videos of me when I've been doing like faceless ones for so long. But because I'm streaming a lot more, it's given me like a lot more confidence. It's made me think actually I'd really love to do something like that, and I get comments as well like asking me to share more of my life and, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I did a vlog earlier on this week, which is really new for me because I don't do that. I don't do that kind of stuff. And if I do, then it's over on this channel, but it wasn't. So it feels really weird and unfamiliar for me. But I had so much fun. And I'm trying to think about like what to film for tomorrow. I might do something food related, like talking about what I eat in a day or like making something. But I think that's probably going to be a disaster though, because when I'm put under pressure, the worst happens. And yeah, my kitchen is a tip at the moment. In fact, it's not good. Today, I was supposed to spend the whole day just doing the kitchen and everything, but what I've actually done today was attempted to go out for a meal, but 3 places were all full, so we didn't end up going out for a meal. Nope, I ended up having pancakes, and then what else have I done? I slept for a bit, and then I woke up and I edited this. That's it. And it is now, oh my goodness, it's now like 8:15. Where does the day go? I don't understand. Why does my day go like this? I hate it. I'm going to plan something really fun tomorrow. I might even have an early night or something and just have something ridiculously exciting planned. I think it was really weird actually, because at the start of the week I got a text off my dad telling me to check Facebook, and I don't often check Facebook, but I checked, and he put together like an album, like a whole album of old pictures of me, and it's the most embarrassing thing ever. It's so bad. It's terrible. And I didn't know what to do with it all. I was feeling so overwhelmed when I saw all the pictures, the old photos of me. that I had to watch it in bits because it was that bad. Like, I don't know, I couldn't take to watch the whole 3-minute slideshow of me, you know, all at once. So I had to just spread it out, and I've been watching it throughout the week and just taking it bit by bit. But it's interesting. It did make me smile when I saw all those pictures. That's really it though. I haven't really had any drama this week. I didn't hear from my gym friend or ex-gym friend. Yeah, I explained that on stream as well. So talking about something that I told in one of the streams, which I think is kind of relative to this build. I don't know. I know that a lot of you enjoy the stories that I tell, so I'd rather tell like a few of those instead of just saying, oh, I placed this tree here and I placed this one here. So I put a lot of bonsai or bonsal. No, hang on. What do you call it? The bonsal tree. Is it bonsai? That's it, bonsai. Okay, got it. Right, the bonsai tree. Well, I put a lot of those into this build. And I used to have a dentist that went by like a really similar last name. And funnily enough, he had those kind of trees in the dental surgery. This was when I lived in Switzerland. Now, this is what happened. This was like way before I started YouTube or anything, but I had my teeth done there. And I was really excited about it. And after I had them done, because I wanted them done for ages, I had them crowned. He asked me, he said, is there any chance that I could just like record you saying, you know, how much that you love your new teeth or something like that? So I stood in front of his phone camera and I gave the most awkward speech, and it was about 20 seconds, right? Bear in mind, I'd never videoed myself before, ever, because this was way before YouTube, way before anything like that. And I felt so awkward because I'd never even used the video camera on myself before. So I stood there and I said like, hi, I'm Hatty. I really like my teeth. It was so awkward. And I felt so uneasy about it. And I remember walking out and thinking, oh, I'm so glad that nobody ever has to see that again. I'm seriously so glad. And I kind of forgot about it. And about, I'm gonna say like a few weeks later, I go out for a meal because the new family that I'm working for, because I'm still working as a nanny at this point, I'm going out for like a meal with the little girl because we used to go out every single week to the same place. It was amazing. And this was on, I think like Friday night, went out. And as we're getting served at like our favourite restaurant, because we went there so much, I remember like sitting down and the waiter came over to me and he said, I know you from somewhere. And I just kind of looked at him and I just said, yeah, well, I mean, we come here all the time. This is, you know, one of my favourite places to come, so you've probably seen me around from here. He said, no, I've seen you somewhere else, like that. And I was a little bit worried and a little bit anxious, and I was like, I don't understand where you've seen me from because this is the only place that we really come out to. He's got this huge grin on his face. He pulls out his phone and he shows me this YouTube video of me. This was before I even started YouTube or anything. That video of me, that 20 or 30 second clip, got about 9,000 views. I couldn't believe it. I was so embarrassed. And the thing is as well though, it was so funny because, okay, the video was so awkward. Like, you wouldn't want to put that up of anybody because I really wasn't selling it at all. But the fact that 9,000 people had watched it and it had so many dislikes on it, and it really bothered me because I was thinking, why would people dislike this? But it had like 6 likes and I think 4 dislikes or something. Oh, I was like, I know I can laugh at it now because it's hilarious, but I was so worried about it. So I ended up going back to the dentist. No, in fact, I think I either rang him or I messaged him and I just said, hey, is there any chance you could take that YouTube video down of me? Because people are starting to recognise me in public and that's exactly what I didn't want. So he took it down. So you can't find it on YouTube anyway, like you wouldn't be able to. But I find it so funny that that happened. Like, I'm finding it hilarious because, yeah, like it just brought back so many memories. I was speaking about it in depth on stream. And Yeah, I think I'd love to see that video again, but there's no chance because it's taken down now. Like, there's no way. But in a weird way, I'd love to see how much I improved, because I seriously couldn't speak to the camera at that point. It was terrible. But anyway, going back to the build, because let's talk about something relative or related to it now. Yeah, but the relative thing or the thing that was related, I always get confused with those two, but the thing that I was making the link to was the fact that this build does actually have a lot of those trees in, so you'll notice that. It's not a strong link there, but I really did just want to, you know, talk about some random story. This is when I was making the helipad. So I made a little helipad for the helicopter. This was heavily requested because I don't know. Like, someone said, make a helicopter, and then I read it out, and then so many people were like, yeah, helicopter, that's what it needs. And that's where the idea came from. We've got some like rose petals. Some are bigger than others, some are smaller, but it's just supposed to look like a romantic little venue. It would make a perfect date, to be honest, out here. Especially if you're a storyteller, then, you know, you could say that you had like a really cool day out on that helicopter and then you came back and had a date. I don't know. I'm not much of a storyteller. I'm a storyteller for weird, random stories. Like, there's this one, you'll know about this if you listen to the last video, which was a speed edit. But long story short, there was this parking man that I fell out with at the car park that I went to the gym in the other day. And I made him in The Sims because I'm bitter like that, and apparently if you fall out with me, I make you in The Sims. Because I'm that petty. And we made him, he's called Rude Parking Man. But he has a split personality, and his other side of him is actually Chilled Brighton Vlogger, that's it. Which, I don't even know how that came about. But I find it really funny that that is his other side of his personality. And we created both of them in The Sims, but the twist is that it's the same guy, so they can never meet because that's the story behind it. Yeah. And then Chill Brighton Vlogger is going to be dating and having a good time and vlogging and, you know, doing desk tours and doing all his stuff. And then Rude Parking Man is just going to be out just causing chaos. But that's what I've been up to recently. I told you, I'm a really weird storyteller. These aren't normal stories. And they get a lot worse as well. But that's just one of the tame ones. But anyway, thank you for watching this build. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all for part 2, because that's going to be coming up really soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.